Hi everyone, today I'm really excited to share my new Deluxe lettering kit from American Crafts. You can pick these up in Michael's and other retailers, and I'll put links down below. So you can see on the tag, I just wanted to share exactly how it looks when you pick it up in the stores. So it has these two tags. It says write your own story in my script. And this has what it includes. So let's take a look inside and see what it includes. You get this pretty ribbon, and put that aside, and then this plastic wrap. So this is a canvas pen roll, and pen rolls, I mean, you can put anything in them, but what you might not realize is this is packed full of goodies. So we untie it. And then let's open it up. Unrolling, here's the official unrolling of the pen roll. Okay, so you have this flap to keep everything in place. And I'll take each piece out and we'll go through it all. So you do have a helpful pamphlet. It's a little bit crinkled because it was rolled up. And in this pamphlet, you have some lettering tips, kind of step outs on what you can do with this Deluxe lettering kit. Then you have a very quick rundown of brush calligraphy. And then you have a little three-step demo of faux calligraphy, which is a lot of fun. Okay, and on the back side we have, I did some illustrations of what is in this kit of all the pieces. Then you have a little note from me. Okay, so that is the pamphlet. Now let's look inside here. We have a nice little 6-inch ruler that's wood. And then we have a pencil for your sketching and drawing. We have, in the next spot, we have this clickable eraser. So you just click the end and it pops out. It does take some time for it to pop out. And then when you do want to return it into the barrel, you would click and you would gently push it in so to tuck it back inside. And then you would again depress it and have it click out for your use like that. Okay, and let us put that back. Okay, the next two pens are the fine liners. We have a 08 and a 05. I love these. So kind of my fine liner size, my favorite sizes are a little bit bigger than what a lot of people draw with, because it's just what I prefer. So I'll just demo them. I'm taking my Write On pad. This is my grid pad in the KellyCreates line. So let's just take out one of these sheets, and all of these papers in the pads are very smooth and nice on the pens. Okay, so let's just zoom in and I'll just show you what I do. I just either do faux calligraphy with the 08 and the 05. So you can do like your faux calligraphy as large or as small as you want it. And this is just kind of a rough idea. And this is the 05 I'm using. But honestly, I use these pens to do like everything in terms of, I do the drawings with them, and some of you have seen my drawings online, and you can have a lot of fun with these pens. I like the tips. They work really well on all kinds of papers, so they are great to use, and you can use them just for hand lettering in general, not just faux calligraphy. Okay, so back to our pen kit. We'll pop these back inside, and I'll zoom out. And I like how these fit really easily, but they're still snug. Now the next three pens are the black brush tip pens in 3 different sizes. These are separate. These are different than my Dream pens. So the 3 different sizes you have are the fine tip, and they are a nice true black. Let's do this. So here's the first tip. It's the fine tip. So you can write really small with this. And just so you know, this is like a reservoir barrel of ink, and so you better store them tips down, just so they don't dry out. And that is a demo of the fine. Let's take a look at the medium tip. This tip is a lot of fun. It is really much significantly bigger and bouncier. You can draw quite large, and the flex is really, really great. So I'm just going to try and draw larger and larger so you can see how big you can get with it. You can draw quite small or quite large. I know that looks weird, but I wanted to show the difference. Okay, again, you're storing it tips down. Then let's look at the large tip. So the large tip is quite different from the other tips, and it's a different tip from the Dream Pen. Now, one thing I tend to do is I tend to test out my pens and the flex by doing this, by making these teardrop tracks and pushing it down so that I get a nice flex. So let's write large, and we'll start here. And as this pen softens, you will get thicker and thicker strokes. You can actually soften it yourself by flexing it a little bit more, by doing those teardrop tracks. But it's just a beautiful large brush tip pen. Okay, let us take a look at the next pens in here and zoom out. Okay, so here we go. Now the next 3 pens are actually Dream pens, but they are not the true Dream pens that are in the other set, and they're different colors. So we have the black, the gray, and the teal. The black actually might be the same. Anyways, so the difference is these are single-sided. So these are just single large tip pens, and they're the same tip as the large on the Dream Pen, but we don't have the other end on these. So let us take a look at this compared to that black large. Here's the black tip. It's a large tip, and these pens are very stiff. So this is going to be much stiffer than that pen. So you can, what I'm doing is I am pushing it down and gently, I'll just zoom in a bit. I'm gently getting that flex going, because this tip is so stiff, and I'm actually used to drawing with softer tips. So I am bending and flexing it so I will be able to push down and get a thick stroke. So let's do that. So you can see the difference. I can actually, it looks similar, but this is a lot stiffer, and the black is a little bit different. It's a different kind of a softer black. So it has a very nice flex again for a brush tip, and again it's much stiffer. And that is the same, so these are all the same tips as the black ones. So let's take a look at the colors. So I'm actually not going to flex and soften this one before I start, and you'll see the difference. I actually have a very soft touch with my pens, so I like soft pens. So if you look at this, look how small I'm going to go and how stiff that's going to be. So you can use this pen as is, straight out of the box, but it will be very stiff. And you can get beautiful strokes, but they won't be as thick. Now, if I want to get it thicker and I want to soften it gently and rush the process, I am going to turn and push and turn and push, and gently, gently get that flex going and make the brush tip a little less stiff. Okay, so I in general want my entire side of my brush tip to be flat. We all brush letter different ways. So now I'm going to try this, and we can see how the flex has softened up. Now look at the difference. Do you see what happened when I kind of flexed it and softened it gently? Turn, turn, and then I get the whole side down when I push. Now some of you are heavy-handed. You will be able to achieve this right out of the box, but some of you might, like myself, want to gently, gently soften it like this. But if you want to write a lot smaller with this, look at the size difference. Then you don't have to soften it. You can keep it nice and stiff. All right. And then, of course, we have the gray. I love this set because you do have an extra black and a gray. And so the gray, you can have some fun with your drop shadows. So if we go back up here to see, you can then create some drop shadows with the gray. You can use it as a regular brush pen, but you can also have some fun with the drop shadows as well. See where I'm putting the drop shadows? I have other videos about drop shadows, so I don't need to bore you. But the gray it's a beautiful gray, and you can use it with all your projects for the drop shadows or just for lettering. So let us do a comparison. Again, very, very stiff, nice and stiff for you beginners. You can write a lot smaller because it is so stiff. Or you can soften, push and soften, and then write with a thicker stroke by pushing down and applying pressure and getting it to bend more. There. Okay, that sums it up. That is my new Deluxe lettering kit. And I hope you enjoy using these pens as much as I do. And happy lettering.